There is an age-old saying in the Monster Jam community that reads along the lines of, insert driver is the greatest driver never to win a world championship. That title was tossed around, first to Pablo Faker, then most notably for Charlie Porkin. And when both of those drivers won a championship, that title got assigned to even more drivers. Neil Elliott and Linsey Weenk all spring to people's minds. But that last driver, Linsey Weenk, is the clear candidate for the title of the greatest driver never to win a world championship. So that's what we're talking about today, on the next edition of Monster Jam Diaries. Linsey Weenk was born on April 22nd, 1979 in Saskatchewan, Canada. Weenk had two brothers, his older brother Kevin and his younger brother Nathan. Before Monster Trucks, he originally enrolled to be part of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, but this never fully came to fruition. His first experience with the Monster Truck came when his older brother Kevin announced his retirement from Monster Trucks and offered his seat to him. Linsey would take up this opportunity and drive Jurassic Attack for Don Frankish's team from 2000 to 2004. By 2005, Weenk was thinking about the future of his Monster Truck career. He had been interested in joining the 2 Extreme camp, plus making appearances on Speed TV. He would contact Creedon asking to drive for them and their team. After joining the team and helping out, Creedon would give Weenk the opportunity to drive once again. That truck would be Iron Outlaw. It would run on the Scarlet Bandit chassis for the later part of 2005 and into 2006, as Dawn Creedon would take maternity leave. His first televised appearance was in Montreal in October of 2005 to start the 2006 season. To say this event was a great showing for Weenk was an understatement. He may have finished 6th in freestyle, yes, but his racing journey was impressive. In the semi-finals, he defeated Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger, and then would go on to face his boss, Jimmy Creedon, in the final round. Weenk would straight up beat Creedon. And if you thought that was impressive, he would go on an undefeated streak for most of the 2006 season. That included the last show of 2005 in Minneapolis, Detroit the following year, and even the last Monster Jam show in the Pontiac Silverdome, when he eliminated Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger before Dennis would cartwheel down the track and into the dumpsters. Once again in the final round of racing, Weenk would face off against his boss. Creedon would knock over a turning pole, which resulted in Weenk winning the racing competition that night. His unbeaten streak was broken in Phoenix later that season, featured in and around the USHRA segment. That didn't take anything away from Weenk's performance during the season, however, and this amazing effort on TV would earn him a World Finals invite. It was clear that the stakes were high. He wanted to deliver not just for his team, but also for the fans. He qualified 3rd, only behind Dennis Anderson and his boss Jimmy Creedon. That's a pretty phenomenal position to be in. A guaranteed 2nd round spot and out-qualifying most of the drivers who have been in this event before. He would defeat Charlie Porkin in round 2, putting himself up against Pablo Faker. Pablo was a veteran of the World Finals. He had made it to the finals before, and to the semi-finals more than he could count. Weenk would have to be on top of his game though. He was focused, concentrated, and ready to win. But Faker ran an even better race, which advanced him to the next round. Weenk was out of the racing competition. The one competition that he had the most success in was now out of reach. His only hope was freestyle. Unfortunately, that was also a false hope, as he finished 19th after breaking a wheel off. His 2007 season wouldn't be as successful as his standout 2006 season, but it was enough to have him return to the 2007 World Finals. Funny enough, his qualifying and racing result was almost an exact repeat of 2006. Weenk qualified 3rd and was defeated by Pablo Faker in round 3, but his freestyle performance was a significant improvement. He would finish 3rd, only behind Dennis Anderson and Pablo Faker, that event's freestyle winner and newly crowned world champion. After this event, Weenk was having future career thoughts, since it was exhausting being constantly on the road and having to fix trucks 24/7. That's where the big blue oval, known as Ford, and Monster Jam themselves stepped into play. They had offered Weenk a position to drive the second built Ford Tough Blue Thunder. Minneapolis 2007 was his TV debut behind the wheel of Blue Thunder. Tensions were high. His former boss was in the field, and he was not going to cut him any slack. Despite this, he would win the racing competition, defeating Dawn Creedon, Dennis Anderson, and Jimmy Creedon in a photo finish. He would also finish second in freestyle. It was a great showing for him, and was surely a boost to his reputation, that he didn't need to be in a too extreme truck in order to succeed. He would win racing in Miami and Detroit, and have an unforgettable run in Orlando with one of the craziest crashes of the season. He had returned to the World Finals, wanting nothing less than a World Championship. He would qualify 4th, but be defeated in round 2 by Jimmy Creedon. Once again, another standout performance would see him in 4th place in freestyle. His 2009 and 2010 seasons were just as impressive. By this point in time, Weenk wasn't just a fast racer, but he had proven himself to become a well-known freestyler, winning in places such as Detroit in both 2009 and 2010, and the last Minneapolis show of 2009. When it came down to the World Finals, he would constantly place the built Ford Tough Blue Thunder amongst the top of the field. He made it to the semi-final round for 2009 and 2010, finished 11th in freestyle for World Finals 11, and finished 4th for freestyle in 2009. With the Ford sponsorship coming to a close by 2011, Weenk would enter into a new ride with a new sponsor. That was, of course, the Lucas Oil Crusader. January 8th was the debut of Crusader, and Weenk would go on to make it to the finals of racing, losing to the unbeaten Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger, and finishing 3rd in freestyle. Throughout the season of 2011, he had many great showings, although nothing that resulted in a win. His performance at World Finals 12 was nothing short of typical though, qualifying in the top 3 and making it to the semi-finals, along with finishing 8th in freestyle. Impressive all the way through. From 2012 to 2014, his seasons were also great, most notably winning racing in Houston 2013. He would continue to do well in racing, and at the World Finals, scored in the top 10 in freestyle all 3 years, with 2 of them being in the top 5. 2015 would not only bring the world a new version of Monster Jam, but a new championship, the Fox Sports 1 Championship Series. This would be Monster Jam's first official point series since 2003. Every week on FS1, 16 of Monster Jam's greatest talents would battle it out in a journey to win the championship. Weenk would be one of the 16 to be invited to compete. From week 1, the duo of Crusader and Weenk would be a force to be reckoned with. He doubled down in Atlanta, giving him the points lead. By the end of the season, he had finished 6th, but surely not as high as he would have liked to be. He would still be invited to compete at the World Finals, and would make it to round 3 before being beaten by Dustin Brown, and would once again perform very well in freestyle despite finishing 11th. He would once again compete in the 2016 FS1 Championship Series, as well as the 2017 FS1 East Series. 2016 series was overshadowed by Adam Anderson's sheer dominance, but 2017 was definitely not the same. FS1 East was a tough tour, with names such as Morgan Kane, Tom Mentz, before Colton stepped in when Tom was injured, Jim Kohler, and many others. However, this didn't stop Weenk from placing Crusader at the top. By the end of the season, he had won a singular freestyle event, 2 fastest qualifier positions, 4 racing and overall event championships. But most importantly, Weenk had won the points championship. Unfortunately for him, when it came down to the World Finals, he would be knocked out in round 2 and would finish 24th in freestyle. His 2018 and 2019 seasons unfortunately weren't his best. He only won once in 2018 and went winless in 2019. He finished 6th and 5th in those 2 years. However, his 2018 and 2019 World Finals freestyle performances were arguably two of the best runs of the night. Some have argued that Weenk should have won freestyle at some of his numerous World Finals appearances, but that's besides the point. It has become a theme at this point that Weenk hasn't been able to transfer his season performance into World Finals victories, no matter how consistently great he is. His 2020 season would unfortunately be his last. On Stadium Tour Red, he finished 4th after the season got cut short due to the pandemic. He would drive Crusader one final time at the Arlington show in October, being Monster Jam's return show. While not doing too well, the fans enjoyed seeing him drive once again, not knowing it would be the last time. The Lucas Oil sponsorship was already on borrowed time, and some fans knew the truck would not be returning for 2021. Then, on December 31st, 2020, Weenk would post the following message on his Instagram. "Greetings all and hoping everyone had a great holiday. Just to update everyone, Lucas Oil Crusader will not be competing in 2021. Thanks to Lucas Oil for being a great partner of Monster Jam. I enjoyed every year since they started with the sport and myself in 2011. I wish nothing but the best for them. As for myself, my driving days are not over, and I look forward to the day I am back behind the wheel again. Thank you to Forrest and Charlotte Lucas for letting me represent Lucas Oil all these years. I would also like to personally thank Kelly Gunn for being such a driving force of our partnership. I wish her luck in her future endeavors. Truly, it was my pleasure." While not officially retiring, he still hasn't driven a monster truck since, and no one but Weenk himself probably knows when that will happen. When you are using the term, the greatest driver never to win a world championship, you must consider the following. Have they been to the World Finals more than a few times? Have they laid down amazing season performances that have made people believe that they are due for a world championship? And most importantly, have they been so close, numerous times, to a world championship? You could argue that Chuck Warner, and especially Neil Elliott, fit the bill, but it is my opinion that Linsey Weenk is 100% the greatest driver to never win a world championship. From busting his back with 2 Extreme Racing, to new beginnings with Ford trucks, to representing Lucas Oil and having great success with it, Linsey Weenk is a driver who definitely deserves a Monster Jam World Championship due to his consistently high-level performances throughout his career. Let's hope that one day he can return to the sport and win one. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon with some more Monster Truck content.
You know, we used to call Charlie Baca the greatest driver never to win the world title, and he ended that in 2010.
Yeah, he did.
Linsey Weenk may have that status now, and that's why he wants to get back to Vegas and put it into that.